Days after one of the heaviest cross-border exchanges in years, there's a glimmer of hope that a wider conflict between Hezbollah and Israel has been forestalled. U.S. officials express cautious optimism but are still watching Iran closely to see whether it will strike Israeli targets. Hezbollah, the most powerful and independent of Iran's proxies, appears not to want a full-scale war with Israel at this time. Despite a long-running series of relatively contained skirmishes across the border, the recent violence was a direct response to the Israeli assassination of senior Hezbollah commander Fuad Shukr last month. Analysts suggest that Hezbollah's selection of military targets in its retaliation aimed to signal a proportional response and contain the risk of escalating tensions. The group's leader, Hassan Nasrallah, announced that Hezbollah's retaliation was over. Still, the region remains tense. U.S. officials are concerned about a potential response from Iran to the Israeli killing of a top Hamas official in Tehran. The conflict in Gaza continues to grind on, escalating the death toll and maintaining high tensions. Last weekend, concerns peaked when Israel conducted preemptive strikes on over 40 Hezbollah launch sites. Hezbollah retaliated by firing attack drones and over 300 rockets at Israel. The swift response showed Hezbollah was prepared for a large-scale attack. Fortunately, the damage was minimal. Despite the tensions, both sides appear to be avoiding a full-scale war. Analysts believe Hezbollah is well aware that a major conflict would be devastating and offer little strategic gain. The last war between Hezbollah and Israel in 2006 resulted in significant loss of life and damage to Lebanon's infrastructure and economy. Given Lebanon's current economic and political instability, Hezbollah likely lacks the domestic support needed for an all-out war. The memories of 2006 still loom large, with much of the population blaming Hezbollah for the devastation. Meanwhile, U.S. officials are keeping a close eye on Iran. Despite speculation that Iran might coordinate its response with Hezbollah, analysts say the dynamics are distinct. Hezbollah has a more direct stake in responding to Israel, and U.S. officials have been more concerned about Hezbollah's actions than Iran's. The killing of Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh in Tehran presents a different scenario. While the event embarrassed Iran and exposed security gaps, Haniyeh was not Iranian. As such, Iran might be less inclined to risk a regional war over the incident. However, the U.S. has not discounted the possibility of an Iranian attack on Israel. National Security Council spokesperson John Kirby emphasized that the U.S. maintains a robust force posture in the region to address any potential threats. As for Gaza, ceasefire talks continue despite the recent violence. U.S. officials remain cautiously optimistic, but acknowledge that without a resolution to the Gaza conflict, the possibility of a broader regional war remains. As the talks move forward with more detailed discussions, including the exchange of hostages and prisoners, hopes for a lasting peace are tentative. Israel has signaled that any ceasefire may be temporary, highlighting the fragile nature of the current situation. Stay tuned for more updates as we continue to monitor the unfolding events in this volatile region.